Good morning, my lovelies, and welcome to day 5 of our vintage jumper sew along. Today we'll be adding the waistband. So basically we'll be, at the end of today, it will look like a jumper. It will just be missing the buttonholes, the buttons and the hem, which we'll do tomorrow. So let's get started. Take your waistband pieces, main and lining, and make sure that you interface them, both of them, with the tricot interfacing, the knit interfacing. So this is my main. I know because I had this specific pattern placement in mind. So I will go ahead and take my skirt and starting at the zipper part, just open the zipper, starting at the zipper end, I will match my waistband. So there is a little bit of an overhang, which is actually marked in the tutorial, in the pattern piece. There is a little slit there that shows the overhang. And then I'm going to match the center notch. And pin all the way around. So right now I'm using the main of the lining. Okay, then I'll continue all the way around. So it's the lining attached, the waistband attached to the pants or the skirt. In my case, the skirt. Now I'm working on the back, and you want to make sure that your notches for the strap are towards the back. And you'll be stitching this down with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So this is where my strap notch is. Okay, and there again, there's an overhang on this side as well, or at the zipper part. Just want to make sure it looks the way I wanted it to. Yes, because I wanted the stripe on that side, remember? Okay, so let's stitch this down with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Lose my thread. Yep, I didn't have enough thread. So I needed 1 more inch. of thread. Back stitch at the beginning and at the end. Okay, so now we're going to add the bib and the strap to the top of the waistband. So turn your skirt to the front, and because of my pattern I know where is the center, but if you don't mark the center of the bib, but since I'm using these stripes and the center of the bib is already marked by the seam, I'm just placing the stripes here, and you want to baste in place the bib on top. Right sides together. So right now what you're seeing, this stripy part, is my lining for the bib. And again, make sure that you add your bib to the front of your skirt and your pants, because it's easy to confuse them. So this is going to be the way it looks from the outside. Okay, so let's baste that in place. Basted with less than a half an inch. It doesn't really matter. I just don't want to use pins. Okay, so now we're going to work on the back side, and where the markings are, we're going to add our straps. So you want to work from the right side and find the straps, the raw edge of the strap with an angle. The higher point will go towards the side seams. So this is where the notch is. This is where the notch is. You're gonna match that like so and baste in place. So this will be at an angle, and you want the higher part of the angle so like this is straight, right? You see it goes up. This part goes towards the outside of your pants, towards the side seam or your skirt. And again, you go ahead and do that at the notch, and you match the notches and the raw edge. And right now you placed it with the line, with the right sides together. So the right side of your strap is towards the right side of your skirt, and I'm going to again baste that in place. It's important that you put this angle correctly so it stays nice and flat when you turn it. And you put the straps over your shoulders. So this is how it looks like. On the top of the lining, on the top of the waistband, you have your straps with the notches matching the notches of the waistband. Okay, so now you're going to place the lining of the waistband right sides down right on top of this, so the bib and the straps are sandwiched in between. Before you do that, you want to go ahead and press half an inch on the bottom of your lining, and then you want to pin it in place like so. and make sure that you match your notches. And because we basted everything in place, we don't have to worry about the bibs slipping or the straps. It's worth taking the extra step. And it will fit perfectly. So this is how it will look like before we stitch it. There's an overhang here, which will be used for the buttons. This is folded, this is from the other side, and we keep this folded like so with a pin. And we go all the way around. And on the other side, where the other zipper tape is, same thing. There's an overhang, and then this is folded, and it stays folded, and all the notches are matching. So now we're going to sew here the short end, then go all the way around, and then the other short end, and that's it. Okay, and this is done again with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Don't forget to go back to your stitching length, because I made mine to a basting length. Points you'll have 4 layers where the bibs and the straps are, and in other points you'll have 2 layers. Okay, make sure the strap is not twisted, it's nice and flat. So we're gonna go all the way here, all the way, and then down, just like we did when we started the sewing. Okay, and down. And down, keeping those seams folded. You want to clip your corners here so they're nice and crisp when you fold it. Okay, same thing on the other side. So now you want to fold your waistband like so. Push that little corner out. On both sides. And what I suggest you do right now before you stitch, you give it a good press. because right now you want to stitch in the ditch, or as best as you can, so you catch the waistband on the inside. See, because you folded this, when you bring this over, the seam allowance, this seam allowance is up, then you bring this down, and if you want you can pin in place, or you can use some Wonder tape to hold it down. Maybe we can do that, or just press it, but you want this seam allowance up and this to go like so here, and then you're going to top stitch all around, and top stitching all around will close this down right here. So you're going to go all around, come back up, and the waistband is added. So we can do this, we can use our little extra helping hand. Make sure that the seam allowance again is up. Okay. Come on. Okay, and bring this down here and press it right there. And now it's gonna stay in place. I don't want to move the camera, so I'm working with a very narrow table, basically just a machine. But if you do this on an actual table, it will be easier. Let's see if we can do it here. Before I make too much of a mess with this tape. So this is the bib. See, the bib is all the way out. This is the waistband. You want this to stay in place here. So let's continue. With the double-sided tape. I find that this takes an extra step, but it's the easiest method instead of pinning. Take your time with this step. It's not complicated, but it can be tedious. Okay, fold it like so. Right on top. Okay. This is what it looks like on the inside. Okay, nice and nicely finished. So now you have your straps now that will go up. And let's bring in a little more tape. away. There you go. Again, seam allowance up, fold that down. You know it by now. Press it down. Yeah, seam allowance up, I said. And here, there you go. So this is what it looks like from the inside. You want to go ahead and top stitch it now. So I'll start on one corner and go all around the rectangle. And this is where the tape is going to help us, because it's holding everything in place. Especially since I'm sewing from the right side, I can't see what's going on underneath. So I'm counting on the tape to do its job. Yeah, see, strap this way, skirt that way, and top stitch. And yes, my back pockets on the skirt are still just basted in. Not even basted in, stuck with the double-sided tape. Getting to the other side. Okay. Continue on the little side. See? Pivot, and now we're going to go back all the way around. So now the bib and the straps will be on this side and the skirt on the other side. And that will be your check-in for day 5. Tomorrow we'll be doing the buttonholes and adding the buttons on the two straps and the side. And we'll also be hemming the skirt and the pants with 1 inch. Super easy. So let's see how it looks like from the inside. There you go. This is the inside. No raw edges. Everything is enclosed. And that tape, it's done its job. And this is the outside. So now if I zip it up, I have an actual romper. So what you can do right now, see, when on the part that overhangs, this will be placed like this, and we'll add a button tomorrow here. So what you can do right now, after you take your check-in photo, you can try it on and make sure that you like where the back pockets are. Make sure that you mark where your strap buttons will be for tomorrow, because you can customize it to your own height and your own measurements right now. That's the beauty of sewing for yourself. So that's my day 5 video. I will see you back here tomorrow to finish up our jumpers. Bye!